I know one day I came home and my son was saying something about like, well, girls can't fight, or I don't know how the conversation came up. And I heard Freddie say, really, are you sure? And he said, watch this. And it was like a YouTube compilation of, you know, all of my best fight sequences. And Rocky watched it and he said, well, and then Rocky said, who's that?
Great.
Okay. This is going great.
But now he knows his mom is badass.
If he realizes it's me.
Well,
when we
there's
explained to him that it was me.
There's
There's a
that.
little skepticism there.
So on the Buffy note, there have been a lot of TV, like old TV shows coming back, doing reboots or doing spin-offs. Is that something you would ever do for Buffy, like a spin-off of it?
You know, I think this series was left so beautifully open in the idea that, and again, spoiler alert, sorry if you didn't see the end, you've had 20 years, you can see the end. Because I'm sure I'll get hate mail for the 3 people that haven't gotten to the last episode of the 7th season, so I apologize in advance. Don't spam me. We left it so open for any girl who has the power, should have the power, can have the power, will have the power, that I think it does open it up to tell stories. I think for my Buffy in particular, it was the manifestation of the horrors of adolescence, you know, manifested into these actual demons. And, you know, I may look young, but I think even we can all agree that I do not look like an adolescent.
I think you could.
Well, with this lighting, maybe. So I don't think it's for me, but that's not to say a spinoff wouldn't be amazing and wouldn't be wonderful. And there's probably any good lore, it continues on and the story continues on. There's more story to tell, so.
Right, because people never stop thinking about it or loving it, no matter if it's
but on
20 years later.
On the other side of it, people are still watching it and enjoying it. So that's the other side of it too, which is people are discovering it for the first time and saying, you know, my mom showed me this, or my grandma, my aunt, or whomever. And I think what's amazing about it is that it still holds so much resonance.
Definitely. So have you ever thought of, if there is a spin-off, who would you want to be in it? Who would maybe play the next version of you?
No, I actually haven't given any thought. I really haven't. I mean, I'm sure there's a million people.
Well, no one could be you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
All right, so we'll leave that one open-ended. We are here with Cascade, and their campaign is called Do It Every Night. Can you tell me what that means?
Well, I just think it was time that Freddie and I kept getting asked all the time, like, what's the secret to our marriage? And, you know, now it's time to share that it's, you know, we do it every night.
And what do you do when you do it every night?
The dishwasher. What do you think I'm talking about? We run our dishwasher. What were you guys thinking? It was amazing when they called us and you know, it's not, we don't usually like to work together anymore. It's not, you know, it takes the mystery out of it, but the campaign made us laugh so hard. And then as we look down and we're hand washing our dishes and we realize we're reading it, and it's like, wait, 2 minutes of washing dishes is the same as running my dishwasher? Like, what have I been doing all these years? By the way, I also would like to thank Cascade now for my nails, because I have to admit, since I started running my dishwasher all the time, I'm not like running my manicures.
Well,
so
that's great.
It's like a double win. I don't have to do the dishes, and I get to keep my nails.
It's like a triple win because it's eco-friendly,
Yes.
right?
And so when you start realizing that just by doing the dishes every night, in 1 week, we saved 100 gallons of water. We all know that water is a necessity, but it's also a luxury, and that we're very fortunate in America to have access, especially, you know, I land in New York, the first thing I do is like turn my tap on and like drink right out of the tap, but in so many places around the world, there's no access, and we spend all this time raising money. Just think about how much we could conserve to be able to share.
Yeah. So other than doing your dishes, what do you and Freddie make sure you do every single night?
You mean aside from watch Access Hollywood every night?
Obviously, it goes without saying.
What do we do every night? We read with the kids every night. Reading's a big one in our house. I think for us, it's just about, we understand that life is busy and that there's a lot of commitments, and you know, just to make sure that we take that time each day for everybody to sit down and devices away, have a conversation. How was the day? What's going on? Homework, just to make sure that you're still connecting. I think it's so easy to text and forget and not have those, like, that human contact anymore.
Yeah, it is. It's really easy to do that. So do your kids...
In fact, I'm actually just going to text you this interview later. Is that cool?
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, I think we're done. We can wrap.
Yeah.
So you spend quality time with your kids reading. Do they help you guys out with the chores ever?
Absolutely. I believe that I'm not one of those people that believe that you should pay kids to do chores. I think that they're very lucky to have the life and to be fortunate, and they have to, if they want to live in the household, they have to be part of the household as well.
Definitely.
You know, I'm not making them go on the 3rd floor and wash the windows here, but you can take your plate in, you can put your plate in the dishwasher, you can unload the laundry, you can put it away. It's your room.
Yeah. it is their room.
I was just saying, or you can be my son and have to vacuum my car because my son took a Valentine's Day like massive balloon this weekend that was filled with hearts and sparkles and rainbows and I don't know, everything under anything a unicorn would poop basically was in this balloon and popped it in my car.
Oh, great.
So now my car, while it looks beautiful and very festive for Valentine's Day, you cannot see the floor of my car.
Well, you know, it's coming up.
So I'm really prepared, but after Saturday or Friday. So after Valentine's Day on Friday, he needs to clean the bottom of my car.
Well, he has a week.
Yeah, he has a week to do it. And by the way, it's so much confetti, it might take him a week.
It might. It just might.
Yeah.
So are you and the kids, you and Freddie, do you have anything planned for Valentine's Day? Might be a no.
You know, it's funny. It's fun with the kids because they get to write their letters to their friends and then they all get to share them. And I think it's hard in a relationship. I think there's so much pressure because if you're single, you feel awful and there's no reason to. And if you have someone, it's like, well, shouldn't it mean more the other 364, or I guess this year, 365 days, leap year, right?
Oh, yeah, it is. You're right.
Because I think it's better when they come home on a Tuesday for no reason and bring a card or bring flowers. I mean, not that I'm going to throw flowers out of the house, but
So is there
we're actually going away.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah,
Where are you guys going?
We're actually going to go visit my husband's best friends and their kids for the weekend because like any good school, they've made Valentine's Day into a 4-day holiday weekend.
Really?
Yes.
That is surprising.
Well, Valentine's Day into President's Weekend. So
Okay, so you get a full weekend.
because that's what my kids need is more time off from school.
Right, of course.
Isn't that what all kids need?
That's what every parent wants.
Yeah,
is
and a
just
4-week
more
spring
time.
break probably.
Yeah. So when your kids come home on a Tuesday, or Freddie comes home on a Tuesday and wants to do something sweet for you, what does that usually look like?
I feel like everything in my house revolves around massages. I feel like that's like the big bribery. Mommy, if you do this, I'll rub your feet. Or if you do that, they're like literally, and I think it goes all the way around from Freddie to me to the kids. I think that is a big one in our household.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Especially if you can train them really early to be good masseuse.
Oh, yeah, that's important. The right pressure. You got to get the firm
Yeah.
pressure.
My son, who's younger, gets in there.
Well, that's good. He has a future, maybe. So have either of your kids expressed any interest in acting as opposed to being a masseuse later?
As opposed to being a masseuse. More interest in being a masseuse. My son does not at all. He doesn't like being on stage. Part of school is they have to like be in a show each year, and he just wants the smallest part, wants to be in the corner. My daughter, on the other hand, definitely would be very happy to take center stage.
Okay.
But you will not be seeing that anytime soon.
Anytime soon. All right. So she's going to maybe follow in your footsteps, but not for a while.
I still have another 10 years to convince her not to.
Okay.